The city of Virginia Beach is not doing enough to help women and minorities start businesses. That's the conclusion of a year-long study released to City Council tonight. It shows out of $1 billion in city contracts, minority-owned businesses only got 18% of the pie. We also saw a breakdown of the numbers. You see here, businesses owned by white women receiving 8% of contracts. Robert Boyd explains where they go from here.
Well, David, today's announcement was a long time in coming for NFL Hall of Famer Bruce Smith. He was one of the main catalysts to demand this study, and now he hopes it will create a level playing field for minorities and women.
This is a great day for women, minority, and small businesses.
Bruce Smith said he knows all too well how difficult it can be to start a business in Virginia Beach as a minority. Back in 2016, he had an oceanfront venture of his own that was unsuccessful.
I had to step back and realize that there was a bigger problem than me.
Tuesday, that bigger problem was highlighted before City Council as BBC Research and Consulting released their findings from the past year.
So Black American-owned businesses, Hispanic American-owned businesses, Native American-owned businesses, and non-Hispanic white woman-owned businesses are all substantially underutilized relative to each group's own availability.
According to the study, between July 2012 and June 2017, the city did $1.2 billion in contracts. Only $221.8 million of it, or 18.9%, went to women and minorities. BBC Research and Consulting said that percentage should be closer to 25%. The consulting firm then explained why the city is falling short.
Often, minority and women-owned businesses become discouraged with the process, either because it's really time-consuming, because requirements are difficult.
So it's being recommended that Virginia Beach do a better job of making the contract process less challenging, as well as creating more race and gender-based goals when it comes to awarding contracts.
Now, the real work begins, a conscious effort to improve women and minorities and small businesses in the contracting process.
Now, next month, BBC Research and Consulting is expected to deliver the final version of their study with a more detailed list of recommendations. In the studio, Robert Boyd, 13 News Now.